Today on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show, we will be talking about healthcare versus health insurance. We'll be right back. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Ross Skorzewski, the host of the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show. And we are excited to be with you for the next 30 minutes here today in Green Bay, Wisconsin, live in our studio. Sitting with me, as always, is Dr. Patrick Flynn, the hormone whisperer, the man who can speak to your hormones better than anybody that I've ever met in my life. How do I know this? I've seen it over and over and over with great results. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Patrick Flynn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, but I got to toot your horn a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that?
Well, first of all, like I said, because we have an amazing team, okay?
No tooting horns.
Lizzie, Fancy Nancy, Brianna, all these people just put that amazing intro video together.
Yes,
you know
they sure did. Absolutely.
It's absolutely amazing.
Well done, team.
And once again, let me say this again. I'm going to repeat this till the day I die. If you want to accomplish anything great, you need other people.
That is so true.
I never did one thing with that video, but it was awesome. The time, the expertise were fantastic. Thank you.
Yes.
And then on top of it, Ross and Nancy especially too are working hard because once again, we're getting such publicity from the show that we're expanding what we're doing with the show.
Yes, we are.
We're looking at new sets. We're going to have a TV. We're going to have guests. We're going to have things like that.
Live interviews.
Live interviews that way.
It's going to be amazing.
I never thought that almost a year ago. We started this and what it's transitioned into. But once again, I just want to tell you, it's all about great people, guys.
Yes.
Find great people, start to put them around you, and miracles can happen.
That's right.
Okay.
Intentionality, preparation, and great people.
That's right. That's right. And so what happens is we have a
toxic combination.
Exactly. And so it's kind of cool. And we got some great things going on that way. So we're going to have everything from guests from the outside. We're going to have guests from the Wellness Way that we're going to interview because we have amazing docs out there that a lot of people don't know about. You're saying? That's why if you look at the Dr. Patrick Flynn Facebook page is really about the conglomeration of Us We Our.
Yes,
you
it is.
saying?
Us We Our
Yeah.
culture.
I mean, like Dr. Greg this morning did the training once again for all the doctors, and then I did all the training for the staff in our Rise and Grind.
Yes.
You know, we have Dr. Kelvy who actually is jumping in on training. We have we have all these docs.
Dr. Kelvy from Poplarville.
Poplarville.
Family Chiropractic, all the way down in where?
In Mississippi. It's a little warm down there right now.
Yes, it is.
You're saying?
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's kind of funny. And so we have one of our Southern belles. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of funny. I have to tell you a funny story about her. My daughter actually had a musical for school, and they needed to have a Southern draw, okay? So I'm like, okay. So then my 11-year-old talked to Dr. Kelvy and recorded her lines. Dr. Corey recorded her lines. Now think about this. She recorded her lines for my daughter and sent it to her, and then she had a great musical that way. It was kind of funny. She was cute, but see, that's the thing. Great people make a great company.
Yes.
You could have a wonderful product and crappy people and have a crappy company that way. It's the totally opposite. We've always started with great people, and then once again, look at our product. Look at just even the intro. I mean, it was just beautiful, but it was done by a phenomenal job. So Lizzie, Brianna, Nancy, fantastic job. High five. Or as the water boy would say, slap hands.
Slap your hands.
We love movie references and stuff. That's kind of a joke around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of things taking place here on the set, new things coming up, but even tomorrow there's great things taking place. We take off to head down to Nashville because we're going to be the Mosleys, Dr. Courtney and Dr. Justin Mosley. We're going to be doing the healthcare. Bam! The Hormone Connection, ending the battle between the sexes down there for their office, and it is going to be an absolute blast. We have the whole, actually quite a robust team going with us.
Yeah, actually it's kind of cool. Renee's actually joining us on a trip.
Yes.
Once again, she's a big time behind the scene person that runs all of our platform.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people know it kind of floors doctors and floors people around when they say that we have a whole Wellness Way University that's private that nobody can get to unless you're part of the Wellness Way.
That's right.
It's a big teaching platform that we all created. But Renee's the genius behind putting the whole platform together.
The brains.
And so she's going to come down and join us from Nashville.
So we take care of the brawn.
Yes, that's right. So, but that's it. There's so much behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we get in front of the scenes because we're so darn handsome.
Well, I don't know. I'm questioning that. I don't know whether I'm going to shave anymore. I mean, I've kind of, got the bald thing going on here. And
it's looking good, man.
I don't think I'm going to shave until our 1-year show anniversary.
Don't shave till the Minnesota Vikings win the Super Bowl. You're going to look like Duck Dynasty eventually.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm going to have to get a job with Duck Dynasty. That's right. Moses!
That's right.
Right? Let my people go.
That's
it is
right.
graying.
Dude.
I attribute that to doing life with you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I contribute to it that way. See, you don't see my grays because I shave. I manscape.
Yeah, you
know
do.
What I'm saying?
Salt and pepper.
That's right.
I don't know. They say grays are a sign of wisdom. I don't know. I challenge that.
Speaking of that, why do people watch this program?
I don't know.
And we're expanding. That's the funny part. We're expanding and stuff like that. Now, it's really cool because I did have this question pop up because people are starting to notice that we're expanding and everything like that. They're like, really, people don't realize we take no sponsorships.
That's right. None.
Zero.
No
The Wellness Way makes plenty of money itself and all the things that we do that way. We don't take sponsorships that way. Because why? Because we just want to bring good information that, for example, that, and we're gonna have guests from other companies on here.
Yes.
You saying? We're gonna have people that have different viewpoints than us on here. You saying we want here's what happens. If you really think about it this way, I can honestly say it the best. Because I love politics, okay? And we're gonna talk about healthcare, so politics is involved that way. The one thing about is just giving people information, giving people ideas, and let them make a choice.
Yes.
We don't want to force anybody to do anything that way. Give people good info and let them make the choice. If this show appeals to you, so we're gonna have we're gonna have opposing viewpoints on it. I'm actually literally, once again, I'm investigating right now. Just even people give us an opposite opinion. Once again, to have a little bit of debate just on vaccines. I can't get anybody to debate me, so I'm gonna bring somebody on our show.
That would be awesome.
To our audience.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Why is it that you think they won't debate you? Is it out of fear because it's just regurgitation of talking points and you're actually going to challenge them on their own thoughts and potentially change them?
Because I ask different questions because I come with different way of thinking. Here, guys, start this investigation, okay? Let me show you a difference in thinking. So a lot of people do this. Say, Doc, is there, because this is how, it's how the question is framed. So a person says, so let's talk about chickenpox vaccine, which is one of the stupidest things in the world. Just say that right there, okay? But let's do this. Here's how the question will be framed, and then they'll ask me to defend it. They'll say, well, Dr. Flynn, is there a reduction in chickenpox outbreak since there's vaccines? And I'm gonna say yes. Yes, there's less prevalence of chickenpox, okay?
Okay.
But see, that's the dumb question, even though I will answer it honestly.
Sure. Absolutely.
But here's a dumb question. Let me ask you a question this, and I'll turn around and say, Mr. Vaccine Pro guy that doesn't know much about the immune system, does the chickenpox vaccine make the immune system normal?
No, it does not.
No,
Skews
and by skewing it,
Yeah.
it causes so many diseases and inflammatory things. So what they do is they take the question out of context because they don't think that way. See, what a lot of natural people do, which drives me nuts, they say, no, it doesn't. But then you look like idiotic because yes, it does.
That's
See, they don't talk about, for example, coming from a normal standpoint and the massive devastation that it does to the immune system. They ask the wrong questions.
Sure.
See, so for example, all I will do on any person is say, hey, listen, then answer me this question. Does the chickenpox vaccine normalize the immune system?
Absolutely not.
Does it create inflammation?
Yes.
Yes, it does. So therefore, you could just now contribute to every disease on the planet, regardless if there's less or more chickenpox.
Absolutely.
And guess what? So the question should be, can your child handle chickenpox? And an overwhelmingly yes can happen. So why would you set your body up for it? So your doc, I never thought about it that way. That's the key.
Yeah.
It's about coming from a different perspective. So what happens is I have no problem debating anything because I will answer their question honestly, but it will have to come from the question from a different angle.
Sure.
That's it.
Sure.
No joke. Simply, what makes you an expert on hormones compared to endocrinologists? Once again, we're not going to sit there and have a pissing match about our degrees. It's going to come from a different perspective.
Right.
And people look and go, Doc, your perspective makes sense. This just happened yesterday.
See, that's a good thing. It's all about perspective. It's not always about right or wrong. It's about perspective and knowledge.
But the perspective will lead you to a right or wrong answer.
Truth.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's the conclusion. See, so that's the best part about it. So that's what we have to do, and that's how we have to, come from these angles that way, and then it makes sense to people. So that's why. I believe they won't debate because they wouldn't want to be asked the tough questions.
Yes.
Because I know what questions they're going to say.
Yeah.
I know. You're saying? Because I've dealt with it for 20 years. So, yep.
Well, you were going to be talking about political things and talking about healthcare, and that is the question that came in today. And I haven't even shared it with you. You even brought it up a little bit in our training today, which was awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
An amazing training about the rise and grind, about how really, when we start talking about the rise and grind, most people equate that to their profession and their job, and it has nothing really, it's all part of the equation, but it's not the whole. It's all about life.
Yep.
It's about day-to-day pursuits. It's about family. It's about children. It's about your professional life. It's all encompassing.
Our trainings are not about healthcare.
Right.
Our trainings are about life.
Yeah, that's really good. Absolutely.
And that's why we do life together so much, which is Ross's term. We do life together. Speaking of doing life together.
What's that?
One of the greatest, by far, one of the greatest men that I know on the planet, actually, I can contribute to some of my things to him that way as far as marriage and stuff like that, is going to be our first guest, really.
Yes, he is.
It's your father-in-law. Mark Gunger is going to be our first guest on the show that way. That has nothing to do with the Wellness Way.
It's Cram Rognug, by the way, if you say it backwards.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
We used to do that all the time with him. And Mark Gunger, also known as Cram Rognug, yes.
Yes, Mark Gunger is going to be on our show. And I say, Doc, why? Because once again, I talk about stress and hormones, and actually it's kind of cool. Mark said one time, it was a great quote from him that way. He talked about the hormone connection is basically a missing piece even in marriages that way.
Yes, it really is.
You've heard
especially
him say it
within especially those, for the people of faith. The church is big on marriage enrichment, seeing that the marriage covenant really does make it through the vows, right? Through rich or for rich or for poor, through sickness and health, good times and bad until death do us part. They really focus on until the death do us part, but sometimes what is this, is a spiritual, the spiritual issue the church can take care of, but what if it isn't?
And sometimes the man stresses you out and brings us to the grave faster.
Go figure.
It's true, because stress makes women sick. Anyways, but we'll cover that. Mark's going to be on our show, so all the exciting things happening.
Yeah, really are.
All the things I said, so thank you.
What should we do for
thank
the...
you, Nancy.
thank you, yeah.
Thank you, Bree. And thank you, everybody across the Wellness Way, all the team members, for everything from Jacques Mosier to Ryan Gunyon to Patty Long to all the
Katie Graveson in Hawaii. Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody from east to west coast that way. And so that's what we're talking about. So,
all right.
So what are we talking about today?
We're going to be talking about health care versus health insurance. And this is the question. Are you ready for this? All right. After listening to you for quite a while now, I'm beginning to really see that you are a very politically minded person in regards to health care. But I'm beginning to question my approach. What are your thoughts on the concept of healthcare versus health insurance? I mean, isn't healthcare a right to all? Other countries seem to have it all together on the healthcare front for their people. What are your thoughts? You think you've left a little bit of an imprint on people there with how you speak? Raw and unscripted!
My thoughts are I'm supposed to be nicer. And you asked me that question?
Yep. All right, it's been a great show. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, we'll see you.
I'll leave it up to you.
Okay. Everybody, for example, put your offended hat on, because I'm going to offend both Republicans, Democrats, moms, fat people, skinny people, everybody. Okay, so here we go. All right?
All right.
So, Ross, let's just say by nature you suck as a driver. And you get a bunch of accidents.
Sure.
Okay? Okay, so but the great thing is you have insurance to cover your stupidity.
Sure do.
Okay? Now, guess what happens?
Okay.
I haven't had that. No, I'm giving a hypothetical. He's a great driver and stuff like that. But like I said, hypothetical thing this way so far. So now, get this. So all of a sudden, I'm pretty blessed. I'm a great driver. I personally haven't been, in any accidents that way. My insurance is pretty low compared to yours.
Yep.
Okay. Is it because I'm a 1%er? You know what I'm saying?
Bernie Sanders, for those of you who are not aware.
I'm part of an evil corporation because I'm a 1%er. That I should pay the same rates as you?
I think you should.
Yeah. Okay, everybody give us pink slip. Okay. No, but see, here's what happens, this. But by nature, like, well, no, he does other things wrong. By nature, he's going to cost more because his cars need more repairs, So therefore, guess what? By nature, just by simplicity, they even have, even Allstate's like, that guy with the deep voice.
Oh, yeah.
Good driver policy, or, saying all discounts.
You're in good hands with
They even
Allstate.
promote, be good, insurance is less. Okay? See, so let's just talk health insurance alone. Medicare for all is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
By one of the things. Healthcare is not a right. Okay? For example, once again, the only right the government gives you is liberty to pursue what?
Happiness.
Life, liberty, and happiness.
Life, liberty, and happiness.
Okay?
Yep, exactly.
Now here's what happens. Because for it to be a right, you can force somebody to do something. Let me give you an example. Healthcare is a right. All doctors are automatically slaves. I thought we abolished slavery.
Ooh, come on, now you're going to get really on some touchy subjects
Thought we abolished
here.
slavery.
Come on.
Thought that we abolished slavery. Because here's what happens. Nobody has the right to my knowledge, service, or time. I'm not your slave. You're a medical doctor. I'm defending medical doctors. I'm defending, it's really funny. See, what they do is they confuse it with health insurance. Health insurance is there for if you do something. And by nature, if I do things, if I do better drive and I do everything I can that way and stuff like that, and then we have something in case somebody hits me that didn't, and I was doing everything right, there's that insurance for that. And they even try to give people better insurance based on the better they are.
Sure, absolutely.
See,
there's perks.
So now, let's go back to health insurance. I'm not joking. Here we go. All right, guys, especially you guys put your hat on this because I'm going to offend a lot of you guys because this may describe your dad, your uncle, your brother, stuff like that. So I was at Festal this morning. I was buying some organic guacamole.
Yes.
I went through their organic aisle.
Yes.
I bought some things.
Yep.
I got some kombucha. And when I was checking out, there was a guy that had to have suspenders on because he was so damn fat. And he's probably 300, 350 pounds that way. And I watched him buy Doritos, a ton of soda. Now, they're wrong. Here's what happens. And I'm for liberty. I want people to make their own choices.
It's his choice. He can buy that stuff if he wants.
But if we were all on a health care bill for all of us, why the heck, for example, do I have to pay for your stupidity? Why do I have to pay for your bad habits? Why do I have to pay for you not being a good driver? Because why? Because, once again, because you could die? Guys, guess what? Health insurance does not mean it takes care of you. Health insurance is in case something happens.
Like sticking your fingers in a snowblower.
You saying?
Peace out, homie.
That's what it is. It's in case something happens. It's not health care. Health insurance is not health care. So Medicare for all, for example, even you say, well, doc, what if we just have it for everybody? Yes, but here's what happens. Does the person, and this is just basic common sense, that fat guy sitting in front of me at 300 pounds that way, yes, I know I'm offending everybody, that's okay. I don't
No, you're offending me because I didn't have common sense. I put my hand on a snowblower.
Yes, okay, but even that, but here, let's do this, go to that guy that had lifestyle things. We know this. This is not debatable. Majority, 90%, if not more, of chronic illness is preventable.
Absolutely.
So here's what happens. Once again, simple stat in healthcare that way, okay? So therefore, this guy, Doritos, soda, and all that stuff that way, 350 pounds, once again, why would we be on the same playing field as far as pain and that? That'd be like saying this. You have horrible accents, your stuff goes up, so mine goes up because we're equal. We're not equal. There's nobody equal. My shopping cart was 100 times better than a fat guy walking through Festival. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, Doc, you're offended. That's your own fault. I don't care. Because if you would have had salad, if you would have had fruit, if you had some kombucha, you know saying? If you would have even bought organic chips, it would have been better. Do you see what I'm saying? So your health insurance should be based on your risk. And having the government decide what's going to do, guys, anything the government does sucks in the first place.
Well, but now she did say, no, she's, from her viewpoint though, other countries who have this in place seem to potentially have it all together and it actually benefits the people.
I love this. I love your 1% of Bernie Sanders. He says Switzerland and Brazil, which Venezuela is going bankrupt for a while, everything. But here's what happens. Healthcare across the United States and every other country is exactly the same. Healthcare, not health insurance. Do you understand? You go to any country, guess what the number one killer is? Heart disease. It's going up.
Sure.
In Europe or in United States. Go to Brazil. Go to anywhere. Go to South Africa where healthcare is a right. Guess what? Heart disease, cancer, fertility, diabetes are all-time rise.
Yep.
Healthcare sucks because of the thinking all across the United States. Why do you think people, like I used the example the other day, why do you think I had that woman from South Africa reach out to me? Why do you think this morning someone from England reached out to me? Why do you think somebody from Spain 2 days ago reached out to me? Because why? They get stuff paid for over there. They confuse health care and health insurance. Health care across the whole world is exactly the same. Do you understand the
Can you explain that a little bit more?
Here, what kind of care do you get if you go into Spain and you go to the United States? Or if you go to Europe, it's the same medical care. Yes, you may have a little more expansive therapies to be able to try experimentally, but you still get drugs and surgery.
Sure.
So heart disease, cancer, and all the rates of healthcare across the world are getting worse every year. The debate is who's going to pay for the health insurance for it, not healthcare. People say, and here's your stupid Democratic talking points. We have to have access for healthcare. Everybody has access to it. It's just that you don't want to pay for it.
Sure. That's a good point.
You don't want to pay for it. Do you see what I'm saying? You had to pay for your finger. You had to pay for those things. See, the debate is health insurance. We don't have healthcare debates. If we did, we'd look all across the country, even Europe. Europe's cancer rates go up every year. Europe's heart disease go up every year. Europe's infertility go up every year. And you're going to quote Denmark and all these European countries for their health care? No, you're trying to say health insurance. And the reason why they spend less is because why? Because it's controlled. They have healthcare slavery over there.
Sure.
I'm not your slave. Purveya, Aurora, Bellin are not your slaves. You don't own them. You don't have a right to their service. You don't. Don't confuse health insurance with health care.
Sure.
And if you're going to take care of yourself horribly, you're going to get more accidents. If you decide to eat Fritos and Doritos and actually Mountain Dew that was in his cart all the time, you're going to have an accident more than my kombucha,
organic
avocados,
That's right.
my things like that. But here's what health insurance does happen. Let's say me and the fat guy walked out to the car together and we both got hit by a car in case something happened.
Sure.
Out of our control. That's what insurance is. Stop debating health insurance in the United States. Stop debating it in Europe. If you want to fix health care, go with the approach. That's the big difference. If you go to a European doctor compared to a medical doctor in the United States, there's not much different.
Sure.
Oh, but over there they tell you to eat more salad. Great. Great. Do you know what I'm saying? Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Do you get my point?
Yeah, I do. I think,
Don't
but it's still
confuse health insurance and health care.
Sure. I just still think it's one of the, you offended more people, I think, just by saying, the fat man with his Doritos and his Mountain Dew than you did just challenging the healthcare concept.
Because once again, because they'll say, well, it's my environment and my genes. No. The only genes you have to worry about are the ones you're wearing. Do you understand?
That needed suspenders apparently to hold them up.
Yes. And here's what happens. We're not equal. My insurance shouldn't be of that guy, same as that guy. Why? Because I don't need mine. He does all the time. I guarantee he has high blood pressure. I guarantee he probably has diabetes. Guess what happens?
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He's more at risk.
And so it's the evil insurance companies. No, it's not. They're insurance companies. Does anybody call car insurance evil?
No, not at all.
No, they don't. Because in case something happens, something's going to happen.
You're covered.
And you're covered.
That's right.
You don't go, they're the evil car insurance companies. They're the evil home insurance companies. It's only they're the evil healthcare company. Why? Because you tie emotion in it because that fat person has some kids and probably some family and they don't want them to die.
Sure.
So they tie an emotion saying, well, we want Charlie to die. I'm sorry, but if you're 300 pounds and you have a heart attack, I'm not feel too sorry for you.
Because it was your choices that put you in that predicament in the first place.
That's right. That's right.
Which is probably a lifestyle that has trickled down into his family.
Yeah. His mom and dad taught him that. You know what I'm saying? Or no one ever said, stop. Stop.
But it's not his fault. Now we're getting into a place where you really might offend some people when you bring in, whether it's the kids or, his mom and dad or the grandparents, it's not his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do.
No, but yeah, exactly. It's over-emotionalized, but it is his decision.
I'll say, well, let's go with this, though. Let's do this. Let's take a different scenario. But wait, there was a 21-year-old girl that got pregnant and couldn't afford her health insurance. Okay? Well, since when is it my responsibility? I didn't force you to have sex. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, you're just cold-hearted.
I know. Because you don't have the right to steal from me.
Right.
Because the only way you get yours paid for is you have to tax more people. Taxes are theft. They are. You don't have a right to my heart. I'm not your slave. Do you understand that most doctors now don't take Medicaid, don't take Medicare? Do you understand? Because they don't have to. Do you understand? I had a great conversation with a great medical doctor the other day. And they said, medicine is moving in this direction because they don't want to be controlled by health insurance anymore. Because they convinced the public that health insurance is health care. He said, everybody's going into the road profession. I'm like, road?
The what?
Yeah, road profession. Radiology, ophthalmology, anesthesiology, and dermatology. Because they don't deal with insurance much at all.
Interesting.
Imagine that. They're trying to perform healthcare without that health
Controlling
insurance.
element.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, so I tell people, I said, it's not, if 90+% of our conditions are preventable, once again, I don't care if you go to Europe, I don't care if you go to South Africa, I don't care if you go to the United States, without the change of thinking and your approach towards health, we're gonna have health insurance debates. Do not, Republicans or Democrats, they do this all the time. They talk about health care. We have never had a health care debate in the United States. Never. We have health insurance debates. Do you see what I'm saying? Even Republicans, they're just as dumb. Do you see what I'm saying? Because here, do you want to make healthcare become very good? Get rid of all health insurance. Start making people be responsible for any good and service that's not covered by anybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
They'd probably make a lot more, I would say, wise health decisions in regards to their own personal health. If it was that way, because then it wouldn't be up to somebody else to pay for their stupidity or their lack of desire to really implement change.
Yeah. Do you understand what medications really do? Medications give you time to not change your bad habits.
Yep, to keep the cycle of stupid going.
Do you understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have high blood pressure because I eat horrible and I've gained 30 pounds and my blood pressure jumps up. Well, what blood pressure medication does, it gives you time. So you didn't die. But what happens is, the doctor didn't say, change your habits. He said, stay on that medication the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Do you understand? And see, people say, but the fat person didn't know any better. Come on now. You have to be a special kind of stupid if you realize if you're 300 pounds, you shouldn't be buying Doritos, you should be buying a treadmill. How many people offend that?
A special kind of stupid.
You are a special kind of stupid.
Oh my. I love it.
I thought I was supposed to start being nicer.
Yeah, you were. Where's the softer, gentler side?
I am being soft.
Squeeze the Charmin, right? You know, we can't.
Don't use Charmin. It's toxic. Your toxic. Charmin's toxic.
Did you just hear that? Don't use Charmin because it's toxic. We don't want you to have toxic butthole.
You can't have toxic
Only
butthole.
here on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show, ladies and gentlemen, will we offend everybody. So if you got Charmin,
that's why I don't. Well, here,
toss it out.
It's not a joke. We have been offered massive sponsorships. We have, but I won't take them. Do you know why? Because I want to be able to bring information regardless.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some people won't have me. Here, let's go here. I'm gonna offend a really big company. I don't care because they just got half bought out by Goldman Sachs and stuff like that. Standard Process, a company I still use a little bit, wouldn't put me on stage because they said I was too offensive.
Supplements, yeah.
Because they're worried about customers. I don't give a crap about customers. Do you understand? Why? Because you know something? You want to get customers, you want to do anything in life right, just do the right thing.
Stand for the truth.
Mark Gungor
Stand
has
for the
actually,
right thing. Yep.
Mark Gungor says that all the time. I love that. That's why he's my pastor.
Do what is right versus what feels
What's even popular?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Do you understand? What's even popular?
That's right.
You know, so it's like, so if you're offended, it's okay. Do you understand? That's okay. I'm not, what I want you to do, but see, really, it's kind of cool. If you're offended, think about what I'm saying.
Well, not only that, remember we talked about this just the other day when we were traveling down to Rockford. Really, if we say, oh, I'm offended, well, good. Well, then do something with it. But if you are offended by what I say and do nothing with it, I don't think you're offended at all.
No, because the offense will go away, and and offense is an agent for change.
Yes.
You understand? But see what happens? People say, well, we don't want them to get offended because their emotions are bad.
That's right.
You understand? So it's like, that's why I said, well, because here's what happens. Here comes the next argument. Well, grandma needs Medicare because if she didn't, she was going to die. Well, guess what? I understand that our system that started Medicare is responsible for it. So our government should be held accountable for that.
Sure.
And guess what? But there should be a point where Medicare stops. If I was president right now, as President Trump, I'd say, listen, if you're 20 years old now, you don't get Medicare. Because we promised all these people that put in money already, and guess what? Yes, let that go time-wise. But coming now at a certain point, no more Medicare. You know what that makes the 20-year-old do? It makes the 20-year-old be responsible for later in life.
Yes. Be a little bit more forward-thinking, take responsibility.
Yes. And you have insurance in case something happens. See, it shouldn't be called health insurance. It should be called in case shit happens.
Because it will, I promise you, because it does happen.
Yes.
You, out of frustration, you can stick your fingers into a snowblower.
Yes. You can do that, and you have insurance in case it happens. Do you understand?
Oh, what am I willing to do to help this show go to the next level? I don't know. I've already done the snowblower thing. I don't know what else is next, so.
That's awesome. So guys, just remember, we have never had a healthcare debate in the United States. We have never had it. okay? We've had a health insurance debate. Start looking at healthcare, which is your responsibility. Actually, even
That's a
health
good point.
insurance is your responsibility. See, if everybody said this, if everybody said, we're going to talk about health insurance right now, it's not that emotional a topic because they say, well, we talk about car insurance, why don't we talk about house insurance? Who should pay for it?
Right.
But they say, we're going to talk about grandma's health care. No, we're not going to talk about grandma's health care because grandma's health care, the average woman over 60 years old is on 7 medications. Who said so? Governments all across the United States, all across the world. It doesn't matter if you're in Europe, Denmark, Venezuela, United States, Mexico, South Africa. It's just that you don't want to have a healthcare debate. You want to have a who's going to pay for my health insurance debate.
That's right. More of an emotional connection, more of an emotional conversation.
Yes.
Great show today, my friend.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful show.
Wait, hold on. Thank you for watching. There's my soft side.
There's the soft side. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for spending the last 30 plus minutes with us on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show. We hope you have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. You never know what's going to pop up next week. Everything potentially from healthcare to personal growth and development, political views, and so much more. Potentially come back, invite, like, and share. Tell others to watch us because you never know. You might be inspired, you might cry, or you might be offended. But we'll see you next week, Tuesday on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you then.